This is video 2 on how to make a Scratch quiz or Q&A game. So in the last video, I showed you how to put in a question. I showed you how to set the answer to the question. I showed you what would happen if the question was correct using the if-else block, and what would happen if the question was incorrect. So in this case, if the answer is correct, the character plays a sound and says, well done. If it's incorrect, the character says, try again. Now, when I last left you, we added on the new question, and we did that by just duplicating that, block here. So if I pull this away and I hit duplicate, I can create as many of them as I like. And we duplicated the stack, which is this here again, pull it away, duplicate, and now I have another one that I can use. So I've connected it all together so the code all works. Now, you can see the second question we've asked is, what is the second letter of the alphabet? I need to set the answer. So the answer this time is B. Whatever answer I put in this circle here is the correct answer. So if my user answers with a capital A, then it will come back as incorrect. Okay, and I'll show you a little trick on how you can fix that a little bit later. So my answer this time is B, and if it's correct, it will play a sound, it will say well done, and if it's not correct, it will say try again. Let's test this code. What is the first letter of the alphabet? So like I said, if I put in a capital A, remembering that my answer in here is a little a, it will say it's incorrect. Oh, well, there you go. It said it's correct. What is the second letter? Okay, so my question and answering works. What I want to do is I want to actually add in a score. So if we have a look back at my Capital City quiz game, you can see that I have scores or points. So every time I answer the question correctly, I get a point. And if I answer it incorrectly, I get a wrong answer point. And you can see that it's set in my code here. So when I press my green flag, my points go to 0. My question is asked. I answer the question. It says, well done. Makes a noise. I get a point. Okay. So we're going to set the same thing up in our game here. And what we need to do is we need to create our score or our points. And we do that with the variable blocks, because the variable, remember, we said is like a box and it's something that changes. So I'm going to click on the variable. And I'm going to click on this option here that says make a variable. Because there are no variables, I make the variables that I need. So in this case, I'm going to make one, and it's going to be called score. And you can see now up in the corner, the score has appeared. And I have suddenly now a whole lot of options that I can do with the score. So the first one says set score to 0, and that's actually the first block that I'm going to use, because what I want to happen is every time I start the game, I want my score to start at 0, so that each person that plays it gets a score based on their responses. So I put that at the top. So I picked that one up and I drag it and I said set score to 0. So when the green flag is clicked and my game starts, the score is at 0. Now, every time I answer a question correctly, I want to get a point or change my score by 1. So this third one down here says change score by 1. I pick that up and I put that in the if the answer is correct block. So if it's correct and it makes the sound and it says well done, it's going to change the score by 1. So let's test it out. What is the first letter of the alphabet? Well, it's A. Well done. My score will change by 1. When I hit the green flag, it'll go back to 0. What I need to do is copy that score block and pop it in each correct answer. Okay, I look forward to seeing your games.